Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Honest Hobo. And as you should know, I'm the Honest Hobo. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, spend a little time with me so we can go over little subjects and I can do a little talking. So, if you don't mind, let's crack one and get this going. Okay, there we go. Hold on, let me test this out real quick. Yeah, that's delicious. Okay, like once again, thank you for coming. And today we're going to go over an article that was sent to me, and it's talking about the work week. It's talking about work week. It's from Courts at Work, written by this young lady named Casey Weber, Werber. It was posted February 26, 2019. So it's been out for a couple months. So if anyone has read this, just bear with me because I have never seen this before. And the title is Working Long Hours and Weekends Affect Men and Women Differently. Okay. Before I even read this, I did read this before, and I don't know if this is a puff piece. I don't know kind of where they're trying to get at. They really don't make. They make a couple points, but as I read through this, you're gonna well, the way I looked at it, it's like I don't understand why they even did this study because it's pretty much just basic understanding. No one likes to work, and you work because you have to, pretty much. And if you didn't have to work, you wouldn't work. And when you work too much, more than everybody else, it sucks. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. But you know, they kind of like try to make it really, really like scientific. And anyway, let's go through this. It perhaps no surprise that spending a very long time at work and working when many people are relaxing, for example, on the weekends, will lead to a less happy life overall. But a new study of workers in the UK have found that long hour cultures and antisocial working hours affect the genders in particular ways. Women, the research has found, are more affected by working very long hours, while weekend work impact men and female both differently. Oh, okay. All right. That's a separation there. They're pretty much saying working long hours affect women, but they don't affect men. But working weekends affect men and women, but just differently. Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, let's see where they're going with this. A global 24/7 economy where permanent work might be supplemented by or replaced by the gig economy type flexible working has meant people outside normal office hours. The research says. Okay, sorry. That has impacted and health impacts. Women who work particularly long hours, defined as 55 hours or more a week, as well as those who work or do every weekend, were significantly more unlikely to display. No, they were more significantly likely to display depression symptoms than those who work full time but less hours, and those who work part time. The research found. Like, really, you really had to research this. You had to like really study this and to find out that people who work a shitload of hours are way more unhappy than those who work less hours. You really had to do a subject on that. I mean, like, really? Okay. All right, wait, whatever. We'll keep going with this one. But you see, they just said women, though. Nothing about the men. But I guess we're going to get down here to the men. Okay. Data was drawn from a UK household longevity study focusing on the subset of data from 2010 to 2012, which included 12,215 men and 12,188 women. Okay. Men in the study tended to work longer hours than women, with almost half working longer than 35 to 40 hours, which was used in the study as the benchmark of a standard work week. So pretty much 40 hours, like what everyone knows. Okay, now here we go. Less than a quarter of women worked over the standard work week. and half work part-time. Comparatively, only 15% of men. So that means half of women work part-time and only 15% of the men worked half-time. Okay. Among men working in the longest hours wasn't associated with any insignificant increase in depression symptoms. So pretty much they're just saying, hey, a guy can do it, he won't be that depressed, but if a woman does it, she's going to be depressed. Okay. Now what else they got to say here? Researchers took into account other factors, including educational levels, physicalness of the job, chronic illness, and whether the subject had children. That's very important because that's what I'm trying to hit on. Okay, where we at? Women with children are more likely to choose part-time work, often to the detriment of their career and pay progression. Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, if you work less, that's not going to further your career. You're not going to get promotions, and you're not going to get raises. Obviously, the less you work, the less the people you work for depend on you. So therefore, if they're not going to pay you more, you're not a high commodity. Okay. While their male partners tend to work full time, which accounts for some, the differences and why they get paid more. They always talk about this pay gap. But right here, it just tells you, women would choose to work less hours. If you work less hours, you get paid less. Men choose to work more. But even though they're not going to say it, they're saying this. Okay, and this is why. Where we at? Okay, the study find that women who were married and had kids were less likely to work very long hours, while the men in the same situation were more likely to do so. So, women and men who have kids, the women would choose to work less hours, while the man would choose to work more hours. So, getting into this, the guy will work 40 plus, the woman will work less. The guy will make more money, the woman will make less money. Now, this is not something against women or male dominance. It's just what it is. You work less, you get paid less. You work more, you get paid more. That's just the way it is. And it finds that the people who have kids, women will tend to work less, while the man tends to work more. I think everyone understands why, but everyone wants to keep acting like they don't get it. Like, why would that happen? Why would a guy work more hours? Because he has to. He doesn't get depressed because he knows he has to do it. You get depressed when you don't want to do it. But it's not that he really wants to do it because he wants to work. He works more because he wants to take care of his family. That's why he doesn't get depressed, because he has a purpose. Okay, now, then you ask yourself, well, why would a woman be so selfish and not work if she wants to take care of kids? Because she should think the same way a guy does. I need to work to take care of my family because of purpose, because I love them. Okay, but this study actually answers that, but they don't do it in the right way. They actually try to separate, and they try to make victims out of women. Okay, here we go. Over 2/3 of men and half the women work weekends. Working weekends did not affect the men well-being. It did, it didn't affect the men. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Like, men really want to waste their Saturday and Sundays at work. Okay, I don't know what he did. All right, we hit midpoint. And we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back again. And as I was saying, 2/3 of the men and half of the women work weekends. Working weekends did not affect the man's well-being, but only when the other factors were accounted for. Men with poor psychological working conditions. For example, being unhappy with their pay or their job. Wow, you really needed a study on that. I mean, you cannot connect someone not getting paid enough and having a fucked up work condition with being unhappy. Like, you really had to do a study on that one. If you go to work, work is good, you pay good, and everything's all great. Of course, you enjoy going to work. I don't understand that. But anyway, okay, this is what smart people do, I guess. So, where we at? Who also work weekends are significantly more unlikely to be depressed than the rest of the population. Because you love your job. You love nothing wrong with that. When you love what you do, you never go to work because you're just doing it. All right. Now, this is the part I really, 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 really want to get to. Previous studies have found that previous studies have found that once unpaid housework and caring is accounted for, women work longer than men on average. Now, this is what I'm getting to. That is just a crock of shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Up here it states that men and women with children who are in the same situation will do certain things. Women will tend to work less. Men will tend to work more. Now, if you leave it at that, that's it. So you can pretty much say the guy is overworking himself to death to take care of his family, and the woman is self-centered. She don't give a fuck. That's pretty much what that's saying. And then, when about connecting the two, they come down here and say, if you put in the work that the woman does at home, caring for the kids and the house, then the woman tends to work more hours. So which one is it? Okay, I understand that working at home, you don't get a paycheck. I understand the one before. It's about the paycheck. But when you come down here, it's talking about the effort that a person will put into keeping their home strong. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying being a housewife or a homemaker is easy work by all means, because to tell you a little story, I was a stay-at-home dad for like 2.5 years, and you can judge me however you want on that one because you don't know the situation. Maybe if we have time, I'll explain it, but you really don't know the situation. And I found that doing housework and taking care of kids, even though it can be a little stressful, but at the same time, I would suggest that any guy who has a kid should do that for at least a little while. Because even though it might be a little stressful, you might rather do other things. I'm telling you, the memories that you get from that, man, priceless. Totally priceless. But I have also learned it's not really that hard. It's just like a job. If you learn how to do your job correctly, efficiently, it's really not that hard. And as the kids get older, if you do it right, they are very helpful. Just like people complain like, well, I got to clean, I got to do the dishes. Oh, I'm sorry, you got a dishwasher? You got a vacuum cleaner? You're not doing this like the old frontier women, so don't give me that crap. I gotta wash the clothes. It's not like you taking the clothes down to the river and beating it on a rock. You're not. You're really putting these clothes in the machine. You're hitting the button, and then you're going upstairs to watch more TV. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, watch the kids. I don't know how that slipped. I really don't know how that slipped out. But been there, done it. I know. Okay. So, basically, this article was, to me, it was just a bunch of crap. Because on one side they say that, men working, that's just what they want to do. No, they don't. Men don't want to work more. They want to work less. They don't want to work hard jobs. They just know that they need to do it in order to take care of their families, take care of themselves, take care of them families. And also what they say that women work less. Now, and they say they work less because it makes them depressed when they work less. Now remember, this is written by a female. This is not written by a man. This is not my words. This is not man explaining. This is a female trying to say all this. So, when they say the woman works less in one part, but then turns around and says the woman works more because she does all this stuff at home, to me, I don't see it that way. I see it as equal. I see it as tradition. Traditional marriage. The woman is doing a traditional part as the female. The male is doing a traditional part as the male. He's going to work, and he's doing that because he knows he has to. The woman is staying at home. She's doing what he has to. Now, does that mean that the man has to do that? The female has to do that? No, switch it up. But I promise you, when you switch it up, the female will complain more that she's the one working, and you're just sitting at home on your butt, doing nothing. You're lazy. You're a deadbeat. You're not doing anything. Why do I gotta do everything? Oh my God, I gotta do everything. And then you sit there and you give that argument, well, I'm at home taking care of your kids. That is the most important job. No, you're just doing nothing. You're just sitting around doing nothing. I have to do everything. But then when you turn it around and the guy is making the money and the woman's just sitting at home, watching the kids, then that's a great thing. They're doing a great sacrifice. And they're being oppressed by it because the man's not allowing them to do anything. Well, they go to work. You go to work, I stay at home. Nah. You ain't trying to do all that. So, my whole point to all of this is like, make up your mind. I mean, quit trying to get over all the time. Just, how about you just pick a guy and y'all decide, like, hey, we're going to together. It's going to be a partnership. It's going to be 50-50. But we're not going to be doing the same exact thing. You're going to bring a little something more to the table when it comes to this area. I'm going to bring a little bit something more to the table when it comes to this area. But at the end of the day, we are both bringing something to the table. And quit making it about, like, I'm doing more to you. Because you're really not. I mean, if you pick the right person, no, you're not. One person is doing more of something, the other person is doing more or less. You know what I mean? So this whole article, I just felt like was just it's crap. Because, like, you really don't need to study people to realize people don't want to work. And you don't have to study people to realize that people work because they have to. Not because they want to, because they have to. And if they want to, it's because it serves a purpose. So, in all honesty, like I said, I just felt like it just tries to separate everybody and try to create this narrative of, like, what men are, what females are. And I think we just need to go back to the old day and just be people and learn how to work together for whatever reason. As long as it benefits you, as long as it benefits me, we're good. Who gives a fuck what people say? So that's me. That's the show. And I'm up out of here. And hopefully you hear what I'm saying. If not, at least be honest about it. You're going to end up being a hobo. And I am out of here. Peace.